so you're there. Feet a little wider than the shoulders. Let me see you break the body bubble. Now, I know you were looking at me as you broke the body bubble. And I know it's hard because I'm so handsome. Your eyes off me, but seriously, Kama, you can't read the nonverbal of somebody whose bubble you're breaking if you're staring at me, true? So stare at her. Look at her. Do you feel her discomfort?
Yeah.
Keep looking at her, not me. Now it's hard. Okay. Now slowly back up till she gives you the all clear. Did you feel the all clear?
Yes.
Now get in the power stance. Feet wider than your shoulders. Slightly flex your legs. Managing the tension. Hear your voice, Lauren. When you manage the attention of the audience, the concept is you wait for all eyes to be on you. You're staring at those beautiful leaves on the tree. So we were waiting for you. It was simple. Simple issue. That's why she was coughing. Okay. Now communicate respect non-verbally to everybody in the room. Do it slowly. We're going to spend a little time on that in just a moment. Okay. Say your name.
Hi class, my name is Polly.
Hi, Polly. Felt the love. Now start your speech. Okay, perfect. You don't have to start your speech. Just want to see you do the first. It's bad.
You can see it's fine. It's blacked out. They'll straighten the cord out.
Okay, so just leave the cord alone now. Just put the cord down.
It's still recording, but it's all good. Sorry about that.
Roll.
Hi class, my name is Polly.
Hi, Colony.
Nobody likes the feeling of being abandoned. But sometimes after the initial feeling of rejection has died down, something really good comes along. For example, in my case, after being bastardized by my former study buddy who dropped the class, I was reassigned to my new study buddy, who had also been through the heartbreak of losing a study buddy to the phenomenon of first week class droppers. Today, I want to introduce to you my new study buddy, Keith T. I will tell you about his past in Fresno, his present at UCLA, and his future in real estate. I know you'll enjoy meeting my new study buddy because he's involved in many activities. Keith is originally from Fresno, California, where he was active in church. In his hometown, Keith used to wrestle, and since the 6th grade, he's been active in theater. To prove his excellent acting abilities, he was in a Burger King commercial. At UCLA, Keith is a history major and an accounting minor. He continues his passion for wrestling by being in the wrestling team. He's also president of the Wakeboard Club. And Keith is a member of the Campus Crusade for Christ. And last but not least, Keith is an intern at a real estate brokerage firm. In his future, Keith is not sure exactly what he wants to do, but he knows he wants to be in the real estate business. And to quote him, he wants to be old, fat, and make lots of babies. Today, I have told you about my study buddy's past, present, and future. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you Keith T. And remember, sometimes being abandoned by your old study buddy can only provide you with a new and better one.
There you go. What did you like best?
I'm Beth.
Hi, Beth.
I really liked your speech. I thought it was really cute and clever, and it caught me the hook about the abandonment thing. One thing I thought like certain parts sounded a little tiny bit scripted, but
Do that.
oh, I'm not.
Positive.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was really good. I like your shorts.
Okay, she likes your shorts. Okay, good. Joanna, how can she improve?
Hi, my name is Joanna.
Hi, Joanna.
She did a really good job, so I mean, maybe,
She was perfect.
she had good eye contact, so I mean, she was listening to her on that. Maybe, she didn't say ums a lot either, so I really don't know what she did.
Right. Follow me. Okay, good. Your Kanai was to take a strong standing position. That means power stance. I assume. Do not stumble over words and think ahead what to say. Tell me how that went and what do you think you still could improve on?
I think my stand got better because I usually cross my legs, and
Mm-hmm. So,
that's not a very comfortable position.
I know it isn't, but you'll get used to it, and it's a powerful position because you can't be pushed over. Anything else?
I was a lot more nervous before the speech than during it, so.
That's excellent. That's excellent comment. I think you did a very thorough job of introducing Keith. Careful on keeping it extemporaneous, and so just don't be worried about exact words. If it's different each time, that's fine, and so be it. What did you learn today that you didn't know before? What are you most proud of?
That like making speeches isn't that
Stay in the power stance.
making speeches in front of the class isn't that intimidating. Like people are really friendly and they'll
Right.
laugh at the right places.
Right.
Yeah.
They're being karmic. They're being the kind of audience they want to have. They're being kind and helpful and respectful, and that's what I'm trying to encourage everybody to be, the kind of audience members you want to have. So you have a favorable and positive interaction with people. It's just part of developing what I call social intelligence. That's an important element. I need a moment just to.
His lecture was really hard for Ellie, if you look at all the notes, you can tell he's going off the script, like, because I have full notes. He used the exact same examples, the exact same shows, the exact same everything. So, like, it's not even like he's like extemporaneous. It's reading off the notes.
My friend's notebook from like before, and like, I was like, this is the
Yeah,
same.
exact same.
Or white rice.
Yeah, we got that land.
It's funny. It's just not
I feel like
I'm worried about it.
Oh, no, don't let it
Oh, she was like,
All right, we're ready.
All right, let's go, Paul.
Hi, my name is Polly.
Hi, Polly.
So a blonde woman has a child and names her Mommy. When asked why, she said, it was my mother's name. To the average person, person, mommy would not be confused with their mother's name. But in our stereotypical society, mommy, a blonde woman. Sorry. In our stereotypical society, blonde women are considered less than average. Why must we discriminate blondes? I repeat, why must we discriminate blondes? Today, I want to give you 3 reasons why stereotyping blondes does not get us very far in society. First, blonde jokes stereotype women as having inferior intelligence to men, which leads to male-dominant societies, creating presidents like George Bush who believe in going to war to show strength and power. Second, blonde jokes lead men to develop typecasts about blondes being the more fun and attractive partner, and they think they don't have to treat them as equals because they're not on the same intellectual level. Third, blonde jokes lead blonde women to blonde jokes. Wow. Okay. They.
Don't believe they can run the position.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. Blonde jokes. Okay.
Stand in the way.
Stand in the way
high
of blonde
status.
women achieving high status positions in society because people don't believe they have what it takes to run those positions effectively. With these arguments, I leave you with the choice to either continue telling these demeaning jokes or to stop the madness and and stop the humiliations women have to put up with.
Teresa, what would you like?
Here's Teresa.
Hi,
Teresa. I like, even though, she got lost sometimes, she still, brought something in, so it didn't look like she really, I don't know.
She faked.
Yeah, I like how, she fixed her little mishaps and stuff.
Okay. You get a lemon, you make lemonade. How can she improve? Chi?
I am cheating.
Hi, Chi.
I think you would have nailed it if you just remembered your outline. This is pretty good.
How to go today? You wanted to not laugh while you're telling the joke, not to sway, and don't be choppy by stopping during your major point. Yeah. How did all that go?
I didn't laugh during my joke. That was one of my main problems, so that was good. But I definitely made it really choppy. Forgot my points. So.
All right, and I don't know if you heard what Scott said earlier about practicing it differently every time so he had the basic idea down, because this is one of the things that I was talking about, because you were sounding scripted by trying to remember the exact word and phrase instead of the larger ideas, and now it's part of the lesson of learning versus memorizing the idea.
I think I tried to change it during the speech, that's why I messed up. So
Okay. And what did you learn today that you didn't know before?
To just focus more on my outline than my actual speech and make it up.
Set even higher standards, work hard, you'll do it better next time.
Take it hold and then
Even if I'm not like I come in and there's energy.
My intro was amazing.
Oh my god, that paper.
and then the papers.
And then the hours for communication.
Yeah, did you know
Yes,
that?
I did.
Oh, the 3 hour assignment.
You're like, oh yeah. I've done one.
I've done one too, but I have the 3-1.
Oh, they have 3-hour ones?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they did know that.
You do
Oh, I didn't open it. I just
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a 3-hour assignment, so.
And you have to go to France.
Oh, you don't have to go to do
Oh,
it.
you have to do something.
You
Yeah.
have to call, you tell them your number, it's scheduled. I didn't get past that, I emailed her, I gave her my phone number, and I was like, call me up.
haven't done that yet.
Oh,
I was like, midterm.
Yeah.
There's so many things that I've done that's not that I do after
And that paper,
and now I'm
yeah,
trying to think of them.
I know.
I don't remember them.
I made a
Because I wanted to actually do that.
Like,
I missed that
paper,
paper, then I put my
hours.
paper. What else?
I'm finals. I started this one. I haven't
Yeah,
started
Did you already start that?
next quarter.
Oh, I have to check on this one.
I know.
Oh, you want to sit here, bro? I want to. Haley, we're Oh, like this big, and there's like fires going on.
No, I'm gonna do one that like is mostly in English.
Oh,
And then
okay.
we just take it over. I only want to go for a quarter.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really want to like stay with the
And in the summer or?
I think fall quarter.
Who needs very much shoes? I'm like,
I couldn't stay for a year. I don't think I should do it. I could do French because I'm not sure. Don't you have to take like a couple of classes?
we call it white shoes.
I'm doing this PhD, and it's just like the program that I picked is an English one, except like you have to take like a French.
Yeah, almost a French
But the other classes are hard.
Really?
It's like useless at every
Oh, is that the one they announced? Is it the one they announced? Yeah, there were
Have you ever been there?
like that one woman came in. And it's working. Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
Like I thought last time was that.
Yeah. And like this one,
But actually,
And I remember
it's just like I know I'm so
You saw your you still get the
I teach like 2 questions.
And
my last thing was like, yeah,
Let's say different like 9
I have all of them.
Yeah. What's the deal? I made an appointment with her, and I'm
Oh, did you?
yeah. I heard her on Monday, and I'm like, can I see you after 1? And she calls me back, and she's like, how's 12:10?
It was definitely.
12:10 And then she's like, if you don't get back to me, like, yeah, she's like, if you don't get back to me promptly, I'll give you the first time one to yell. Wow. But then,
She's
Hector's pretty shy.
like,
I don't like her.
I've had her.
Hector's pretty nice.
I've only been in this discussion on it.
Right.
On it.
Yeah, that kind
Constant discussion, and never get
You don't go to the
laugh and stuff up all have in common.
Dancing.
They're all dancing. That's true, but I was going more for the fact that they're all cheesy, wouldn't ever happen in real life, chick flicks, right? No, I'm kidding. It's true that all these movies do revolve around dance. But today I want to talk to you about a film that really moved me, Billy Elliot. This movie made me angry, it made me tense, and finally, it made me happy. BBC's William Gallagher says in his review, "You are heartless if you don't love every minute of it." I agree with this, and think that you will all find themes which hit close to home and which you can really relate to. The first way in which this film moved me was that it made me angry. The incident in the film which made me angry was when Billy's father first found out that Billy was taking dancing lessons instead of boxing lessons, and scolds him for not doing what boys are supposed to do and for wasting his money. This incident made me angry because it reminded me of the period in my life when I wanted to be a professional dancer, and my mom wouldn't hear of it. She didn't like the idea that dancer's life was so hard and wasn't rewarding enough. And even though I knew that I couldn't make it in the competitive world of dance because it's an insanely competitive world, it still made me angry that she shot down my dreams. And this was the reason why I got angry when Billy's father shot down his dreams. The second way in which this film moved me was that it made me tense. The incident in the film which made me tense was when Billy starts dancing his heart out. There is this one scene where he gets so frustrated that he just starts dancing his heart out. He's like a little kid who's throwing a tantrum, but it's all in his movements. This scene made me tense because it reminded me of the time, of all those times when I would also put all my emotions into my dance as a channel through which to relieve all my stress from family problems or school problems. And I couldn't get up in movie theater and dance. That's why I was in my seat and really tense up. The third way in which this film moved me was that it made me happy. The incident in the film that made me happy was when Billy's father finally realizes that he needs to let his son dance and follow his dreams. This incident made me happy because it reminded me of the time when I auditioned for the Nevada Ballet Company, and my mother was watching the audition from the window. And after the audition, when I was cut, she told me that she thought I was the most beautiful dancer in there. And this was a great shock and surprise to me because my mom's not one of those people who pats you on the shoulder and tells you everything's gonna be okay. She's like a tough love woman, you know? And after all those dreams, after all those times of putting me down, telling me that my dreams aren't gonna come true, for her to say something that was straight from the heart, for her to say something that she really meant and that had to do with my dream, it felt like I had just all those years of practice and sweat and tears just made it all worth it, and it made it better than if I had gotten into the company. And it was almost as if I had been training to audition for her instead of for a dance company. And this is the reason that that incident made me happy in the film. In summary, I have told you 3 ways in which Billy Elliot really moved me. It made me angry, it made me tense, and it made me happy. There should be no doubt in this room that Billy Elliot really moved me. And unlike those cheesy dance films like Center Stage, Save the Last Dance, and Step Up, where all the girls get into the company of their dreams and still manage to find the guy of their dreams, my life was more realistic like that of Billy Elliot's.
406.
That was good.
Oh.
What did you like?
I liked how you got really into your body language. You were interested in looking at it, saying it really much better to listen.
I have something that I liked. Can I say something?
Yes, sure.
Hi, I'm Pardees.
I have study buddy pride. I've study buddy after weeks of not having one. But I finally understood what you meant by you're not really supposed to see the person walking. And I really didn't think about the fact that Pauline was moving across the room, but my eyes just kind of followed you as you were talking. So yeah, what she was saying when you were really into what you were saying, people didn't even focus on your awkward hand movements or how you're walking or if your hair is in your face. It's all about your speech, and I thought you did a really good job with that.
Because think about the consciousness of your audience, and this is another point of attention management. If you, who's the person that does plays? Is that you? I don't know if I'll come back to that. But if the audience is just focused on the message, on the content, then you're succeeding. You've got the attention there. If they're noticing you, your performance, you're gliding us, then there's a shift in the focus from the eye. Now, I talk about this because I've noticed. This will only be probably. I hope this is useful to other people as well. But have you been in a play where someone wants to be? They want to show off, and so then you notice, instead of noticing the song and the purpose of the music and the meaning it's communicated, you're just stunned by the performance of a particular person. And to me, that's not a great performance. That's not great, especially if it's a well-written play, because the play should just sing and tell its own story without without the actors getting their egos in the way of the message. That makes sense?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Sorry. This came to mind. Right. I just recently saw a play that I thought of that. Yes, please.
I thought you had a lot better eye contact. Like, I felt your eyes on me like 3 or 4 times during the speech, so I just wanted to point that out. But you did a good job.
Can I also say something?
Yes, please.
Hello, class. My name is Mark.
Hi.
Yeah, it was a good speech, and I wanted just to point out for your own reference that the last part when you were talking about your mother and how it really made you feel, like you could tell that came from the heart. And although like the first part you didn't stutter or stumble, but it was kind of hard for you to articulate in the beginning. But the second that you had the emotion going and you were feeling it was coming from the heart, it just flowed out and it was much more natural. So like it was good though. I just wanted to point out that the emotion is where the
reaction is.
Yeah, that's where it comes from. So good job.
Your Kanai, Colony, was to speak extemporaneously instead of memorizing lines word for word. Think ahead and avoid memory blanks, and don't get tongue-tied and enunciate your words. And I also had, and the thing I added as well, of not calling attention to any kind of positive mistake that you made. How do you think it went today? What do you think you still could improve on?
I think it was better than the last speech that I completely choked on. I still get tongue-tied sometimes and stumble over words.
We all do. And it just comes with practice and articulation and practicing aloud, not just going over the material. I like very much, I like angry, tense, and happy, and I agree with Mark that you were very powerful in your emotional connection when you got to that point is from the heart. I would just, and I thought, when you're doing your eye contact, don't be afraid to glance over, and don't exclude the other side when you're working one side of the room or over the other. But
Oh my gosh. It must be a study buddy then. Isn't it? Probably. Yeah. It could be anything else. I think that's why I feel like I still have the paper. Oh, and Paula is sick too. I think I'd let you know where's that speech.
You should check your email.
I plan to.
Okay. Really? From who?
What's
Junk mail?
what's that?
What's what?
Your holiday?
Oh, it's an Indian New Year.
Yeah, I like celebrate that too.
I just thought it'd be unique. I didn't want to write Christmas, so I'm writing it different.
So is everyone going home for Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Nah. Oh.
Sorry.
Do you guys have to golf for that weekend?
No, I just still want to drive all the way down to San Diego, so I don't know. Is this weekend not Thanksgiving?
Yeah, NorCal. Woohoo.
No, it's next
Thanksgiving. My biscuit.
Yeah, my friends are dressed up and going to dinner.
Oh my I have to call and I'm gonna make that graduation cup.
Very country. And like we don't really talk a lot like while we're in school.
You guys like I hate all this. Does your mom I don't really do. I thought you meant like you're almost like boundaries are all unconditional. I'm gonna do my dad on my lunch. It is kind of like sit on my bed.
Here's my dog.
My dad watched visiting for Thanksgiving. We had
Well, I went to practice and then I was like driving back and I was like, Tuesday. But so I was like, it's on. This is not required. This one's not required, right? And then I like. Okay, so it's the whole book, and then like I said, okay.
It like goes slowly when you're actually in, but then it like goes.
Yeah, he's nice.
Yeah. Raw chest, like
I was like, where no he for no reason. Every time
how to like sing.
it's just really shady. Oh my gosh, she really did. So that's only
Really if I just want that car.
She's so bad.
She's like on MySpace.
Like there's always like
Your wife just looks way trying to I have no reason, or I don't know how to get to them.
I think I'm putting an art.
Okay, we're rolling.
Oh yeah.
Hi class, my name is Polly.
Hi, Polly.
So how was everyone's weekend?
Great.
Did you guys go to a party?
Yeah.
Can you guys believe I made it my personal commitment this year to go to parties? Yeah. But not just parties. Just to get out of my apartment once in a while and do something with someone not related to school. Today I want to share with you my personal commitment to be more involved in the social scene. I will give you 2 reasons why I'm personally committed to this, and 3 actions I've taken to demonstrate my personal commitment. I think you will all be interested to know why